ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम्। हरे कृष्णा। Okay. Yes, Mataji, you can share this. I'm sending the link here. Okay. So we have to do the 8th paragraph today, right? Or 7th.
Okay. 7th
Okay.
one, Mataji.
All right. So we can open that. You can share that first, Mataji. We will read it.
Oh, yes, Mataji.
Oh, yeah.
You are able to see, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, we can see that.
I think number 7.
So we have to read about Ram, Lord Ram. Okay, who wants to read? Okay, Sindhu Mataji, yes, you can try.
Hari Bol Mataji, pranam. Incarnation 7, Rama, the monarch. Millions of years ago in the land of India, there lived a king called Dasharath. His capital was Ayodhya, and from there he ruled his kingdom with his 3 queens. At around the same time, all of these queens became pregnant. 2 of them each delivered a male child, and the third gave birth to twin boys. Thus, King Dasharath had 4 sons, headed by the eldest called Rama. The 4 princes grew into valiant and chivalrous warriors. They learned the military arts of fighting with bow and arrow and with sword and shield. They became expert in the science of government, treating the citizens as their very own family. In due course of time, Rama married a beautiful princess called Sita, and they lived happily in the Ayodhya. One day, as King Dasharath looked into the mirror, he noticed a grey hair on his head. I am getting old, he considered. After consulting his ministers, he announced to the citizens his intention to hand over the kingdom to Rama and to retire to the forest. The citizens were overjoyed and jubilantly prepared for the coronation. They swept the roads until they were spotless and sprinkled them with scented water. They hung garlands on the gates and doorways and decorated every building with flags and festoons. Not everyone, however, was celebrating. Within the palace, a wicked and hunchback maidservant was consulting with Kaikeyi, one of the Dashratha's wives. She convinced the queen that Rama's coronation was actually a plot to do away with her own son Bharat. Smoldering with anger, Kaikeyi hurried to the king's chamber. Mataji, screen scroll down. Little bit up. Yeah. Seeing her anguished face, Dasharath inquired, "My dear wife, what is the matter? Have I done something to upset you? How may I pacify you?" "My husband, do you remember when you fell from your chariot on the battlefield?" Kaikeyi asked him. "Yes, and you saved my life." At that time, Kaikeyi continued, "You granted me two boons to ask of you at any time. I want you now to fulfill my wishes. Firstly, I want my own son Bharat and not Rama to be crowned as a king. Secondly, and I want you to banish Rama to the forest for 14 years. Dashrath fainted in shock. Coming to his senses, he cried out, "Kaikeyi, your evil words are sharper than any sword. As king, I must keep up my word. Through fulfilling it is worse than death." Bound by his promise, Dashrath had no choice but to comply with Kaikeyi's wishes. He called for Rama and broke the news. Rama was not disturbed in the least and tried to console his grieving father. Both Sita and Rama's younger brother Lakshman refused to live without Rama. They decided to join him during his exile. All three gave up their royal garments of silks, jewelry, and crowns, donning coarse cloth made of the tree bark. Amidst wails of grief from their family and citizens, they passed through the city gates. Without looking back, they entered the forest. Hari Bol Mataji, anyone wants to continue from here?
Okay, Vrishabhanu Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Bound by his promise, Dashratha had no choice but to comply with where it is?
Mataji, I finished that. Next paragraph. Life there from there.
Life there. Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Life there was simple. Ram and Lakshmana built a cottage. Sita collected fruits, vegetables, and herbs of their meals for their meals, and they enjoyed the peaceful atmosphere and the company of saints and sages. They lived happily until the 14th and final year. One day, a hideous, grey-skinned, man-eating Rakshasa named Surpankha chanced upon the hermitage. Ram's elegant and divine features captivated her heart, and she longed to marry him. Ram, however, refused her repeated requests, saying, "I am content with one wife." And the ugly ogress flew into the jealous rage and rushed at the beautiful Sita. Lakshman stepped forward and with his sword deftly sliced off her nose and ears. Howling, she fled into the jungle and screaming of revenge. A few days later, Ram and Sita were enjoying the splendor of their garden. The princess suddenly sighted a beautifully golden deer with silver spots. Oh Ram, she cried out, "What an extraordinary creature! I would love to have it, my pet. Please get it for me." Ram, however, was auspicious. "It is certainly no ordinary deer," he agreed, "but it may be an illusion created by a magician. Lakshman, stay here and guard Sita. Under no circumstances must you leave her alone." Thus ordering his brother, he set out to follow the delicate creature. Finally convinced that it was indeed a fake, he released his arrow. This creature fell and resumed its original form as a frightful demon. Just before breathing its last, it cried out in a voice like, "Rama's, Lakshmana, help me, help me." Lakshman was unmoved when Lakshmana could Lakshmana was unmoved. When he heard these cries, he knew that no one could defeat his brother. Sita, however, could not contain her grief. Lakshman, did you not hear? Rama is in trouble. Why do you stand here? Stand there. Please go and help him. Sita could not convince him. Now I understand, she cried. You want Ram out of the way so you can marry me. Sita's cruel words pierced the pure heart of Lakshman. Determined to prove her wrong, he strode out of the hermitage, leaving Sita alone. Ravana, king of Rakshasas, was waiting. Now was the time to avenge his mutilated sister and see for himself the beauty of Rama's wife. Springing forward, he grasped Sita by the wrist and bundled her, screaming for help, into the chariot, drawn by donkeys. The magical vehicle soared through the skies towards Ravana's capital of Lanka. Lakshman could not console Ram over the loss of his beloved wife. The two brothers wandered the forest, plains, valleys, and mountains, and searching for any clue of Sita's whereabouts. After several months, they enlisted the help of an army of monkey warriors. Their commander Sugriva sent search parties throughout the land in all the four directions of the north, south, east, and west. They were almost ready to give up when a vulture brought news that Sita was captive on the isle of Lanka. From their ranks, the monkey generals chose Hanuman for a dangerous mission to go to Lanka and find Sita, determine the enemy's military strength. With a single bound, Hanuman crossed the ocean and, after many adventures, found Sita sitting in a wooded grove. She had grown thin and was constantly shedding tears for her husband. She told Hanuman how she had refused to be Ravana's queen and how the demon king threatened her that if by the end of the year you do not agree, my cook will serve you for my super. Hanuman pacified Sita and assured her that he would return with Rama, and, bidding farewell, he again leaped into the skies and returned to the army poised on the shores of ocean. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so Kanya Mataji, you want to read?
Lord Rama ordered the monkey soldiers to pick up rocks and boulders and hurl them into the sea, and hurled them into the sea by the Lord's inconceivable power. They floated on the water and very soon formed a bridge stretching all the way to Lanka. With loud cheers, the army marched on Ravana's capital, and the liberation of demons waiting for battle. As the two armies met, the ground appeared to tilt and tremble, and the clash of weapons was deafening. The Rakshasas released volleys of spears, arrows and friends. Against them, the monkey warrior hurled trees, rocks, and mountain peaks. Gradually, Rama's army began to push back the army. Vultures circled in sky, waiting to feed on the carcasses of the dead. Ravana's army was highly... Mataji, I lost it. Ravana's army was highly against and almost invincible. When he heard of the defeat of his best generals and the death of his two sons, he began Enraged, mounting his personal aeroplane, he showered missiles on the monkey troops. Rama confronted him and challenged, "O worst of the man-eaters, you resemble a dog. A hound steals food from the kitchen when the owner is out. Similarly, you stole my wife Sita when I was away. Therefore, on this day, I will send you to the kingdom of death." Rama invoked a celestial weapon, fixing the arrow to his bow. He released it toward the demon's chest. It hissed through the air like a serpent, spitting poison, and pierced the demon's heart. Vomiting blood, Ravana fell from his plane, and his lifeless body thudded to the ground. The monkeys cheered and waved their tails in jubilation. When Sita saw her husband once again, her lotus-like face blossomed with joy. Together they mounted a flower aeroplane and with Lakshmana and Hanuman returned to Ayodhya. It was the night of the new moon and the pitch black. Millions of oil lamps lit up the capital and the roads along the way. I'm missing the word, Mataji. Seeing the returning, one word is missing. Because of this arrow. Seeing that returning after so long, the citizens of Ayodhya offered flower garlands, waved their shawls, and danced in great jubilation. Bharat, his eyes full of tears, embraced his elder brother and welcomed him home. Whilst Lord Rama was king, all mental and bodily miseries disappeared. Disease, old age, bereavement, fear, and fatigue were completely absent. Death itself did not come for those who did not want it to. Today, people recall it Ramarajya, the reign of Lord Rama, and remember his example as an ideal king. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे बोल।
Hare
श्री श्री
Bol.
सीता राम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान की जय।
Ki jai.
ओके। वितरसि दिक्षुरणे दिक्पति कमनीयम दशमुख मौलि बलिम रमणीयम। वितरसि दिक्षुरणे दिक्पति कमनीयम दशमुख मौलि बलिम रमणीयम। केशवधृत राम शरीर जय जगदीश हरे। Okay. Someone would like to read the translation and the word meanings?
Mataji, may I?
Ha, yes, Mataji.
With Vitarashi, you distribute. Dikshu, in all directions. Run in the
Rane.
battle. Rane in the battle of Lanka. Dikpati, to the preceding deities of the 10 directions. Kamaniyam, which was desired by all of them. Dashamukha, the 10-headed demon Ravana. Mauli Balim, as a great offering. Ramaniyam, delightful. Keshava, O Lord Keshava, of fine hair. Dhrita Rama Sharira, who have accepted the form of Ramachandra. Jaya Jagadisha Hare.
Hari Bol.
Translation. O Keshava, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who Mataji, who has assumed the form of Ramachandra. All glories to you. In the battle of Lanka, you destroy the 10-headed demon Ravana and distribute his heads as a delightful offering to the presiding deities of the 10 directions, headed by Indra. This action was long desired by all of them, who were much harassed by this monster. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. वितरसि दिक्षुरने दिक्पति कमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिमरमणीयम् वितरसि दिक्षुरने दिक्पति कमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिमरमणीयम् केशवद्रीता रामशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे Okay. You can raise your hands. Okay, Sukanya Mataji.
I'm going to try. Vitarasi dikshurane dikapati kamaniyam dashamukhamoli.
Mataji, take a low start.
Can I follow you, Mataji?
वितरसि दीक्षुरने दिक्पति कमनीयम्
वितरसि दीक्षुरणे दिक्पति कमनीयम्
दशमुखमौलिबलिमरमणीयम्
दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम्
केशवद्रीता रामशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता रामशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
Very bold, very nice. Okay,
Hare
Raj Lakshmi Mataji. Raj Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mate.
Hare Krishna.
विकरसि दीक्षुरने दिक्पति कमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम् केशवधृत रामशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे.
Very bold. Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Okay, Sindhu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Vitarasi dikshurane dikpati kamaniyam dashamukhamaulibalim pramaniyam keshavadrita ramasharira jai jagadish hare jai jagadish hare jai jagadish hare. Little bit I took a low one, Mataji.
Actually, you took a lower start?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. You
Because
want to
I
try? You want to try with the higher one again?
Yeah, sure, Mataji.
Okay.
Vitarasi dikshurane पतिकमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबले रमणीयम् केशवधृता रामशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे.
Very nice. Just Jai Jagadish
Ah,
Hare. That's
Yes, Mataji. That
You
I think
got-
repeated the same, na last one.
no, before this you did correctly. This
Yeah,
time you just got confused.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Bol, very nice. Okay, Vrishabhanu Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी.
Dandavat pranam.
वितरसि दिक्षुरनेदिकपति कमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम् केशवधृता रामशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे.
ट्यून को थोड़ा सा और बेटर करना है माताजी.
हाँ ये बात.
आएगा तो उसको प्रैक्टिस करना, देन इट विल कम. ओके, निर्मला माताजी.
हरे कृष्ण माता.
हरे कृष्ण.
वितरसि तीक्षुरनेतिकपति कमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम् केशवधृता रामशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे.
हरि बोल. वेरी नाइस. ओके, वंदिता माताजी.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. दंड प्रणाम्स.
दंडवत प्रणाम.
वितरसि दीक्षुरने दिक्पति कमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम् केशवधृता रामशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Very nice. Okay.
Thank
So anyone else who wants to try? I think we have.
Mataji, I'll try.
Okay, Rajeshwari Mataji. Yes.
वितरसि दिक्षुरनेदिकपति कमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम् केशवधृता रामशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे.
Hari Bol. Very nice, Mataji. Okay, Meenal Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी. दंडवत प्रणाम.
Dhanavad pranam.
वितरसि दिक्सुरनेदिकपति कमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम् केशवधृता रामशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे. हरे कृष्ण माता जी. दंडवत प्रणाम.
Hare Krishna. Very nice. Kavita
पूरा
Mataji.
लास्ट वीक मैंने प्रैक्टिस किया माता जी, ये फर्स्ट लाइन का
Ah,
जी.
अभी आ गया.
हाँ,
Very
अभी थोड़ा
nice.
थोड़ा आ गया है. हरे कृष्ण
Hare
माता.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी.
Yes, Mataji.
वितरसि दिक्षुरनेदिकपतिकमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम् केशवदीता रामशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय जगदीश हरे एंड वाला
जय जगदीश हरे
हरि बोल. You sang very well today, Mataji.
थैंक यू
Hari bol. Okay, Shweta Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी वितरसि दीक्षुरणे दिक्पतिकमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम् केशवधृता रामशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे हरे कृष्ण माताजी
Hari bol. Beautiful, very nice. Okay, Shobha Mai Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Pranams.
वितरसि दीक्षुरणे दिक्पतिकमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम् केशवगीता रामशरीर जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
Hari bol. Very nice. थोड़ा सा सुर इधर उधर है, but the tough part you did nicely. Just first two lines में you have little, the way it is to be taken in ताल वो थोड़ा miss हो गया. First line. वितरसि दिक्षुरणे दिक्पतिकमनीयम्. This.
जी Mataji. Can I sing
Ah,
once more?
yeah.
First line.
Yeah.
वितरसि दिक्षुरणे दिक्पतिकमनीयम्
थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस करना है इसको. दिक्पतिकमनीयम्.
दिक्पतिकमनीयम्
Very nice. Okay,
Thank you.
Bhagwati Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Hare Krishna.
वितरसि दिक्षुरणे दिक्पतिरमणीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम्.
After me, Mataji. Wait.
Okay.
वितरसि दिक्षुरणे दिक्पतिकमनीयम्.
वितरसि दिक्षुरणे दिक्पतिरमणीयम्
दशमुखमौलिबलिमरमणीयम्.
दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम्
दशमुखमौलिबलिम्. वितरसि दिक्षुरणे दिक्पतिकमनीयम्. दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम्.
वितरसि दिक्षुरणे दिक्पतिरमणीयम्
कमनीयम्. That is
Okay. वितरसि दिक्षुरणे दिक्पतिकमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम् केशवधृता राम शरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे.
Last line was fine. First two lines you have to practice. Right? It's the same tune and you got the other stanzas fine. Somehow this you are finding it little difficult, I suppose. This
Correct,
stanza.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just have to practice that. It's the same tune. So yeah, it'll come. Okay, Shaligram Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
वितरसि दिक्षुरणे दिक्पति कमनीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम् वितरसि दिक्षुरणे दिक्पति रमणीयम् दशमुखमौलिबलि रमणीयम् केशवदेता राम शरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे. Hare Krishna.
Jai Jagadish Hare, you got confused today. Otherwise it was nice. Very nice. Okay. So we are done. Now we'll move on to the 8th paragraph. We can read about it. Okay, who would like to read? Shaligram Priya Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji, I will read.
Okay, you read half and then Bhagwati Mataji can read.
Okay. Incarnation of 8th Balaram, the cowherd. 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna appeared in India. He and his elder brother Balaram live in the rural village of Vrindavan on the river Yamuna. Both brothers were exquisitely beautiful with black hair like the duster of cow feathers and eyes like lotus petals. The only difference between them was in color. Krishna was bluish black like a thundercloud and Balram was white like a cloud in autumn. Krishna dressed in yellow and sported a flute and Balram wore blue and carried a plough. Krishna and Balram's father Nand was in charge of the farming community. He and his wife Yashoda owned thousands of dairy cows, which provided milk, yogurt, cream, butter, and ghee. The oxen were used for ploughing, milking, and transport, helping to provide grains, fruits, and vegetables. Any excess produce, the villagers traded locally in exchange for clothes, jewelry, and other gifts of nature. In this way, life in Vrindavan was simple. Everyone was healthy, prosperous, and fully satisfied. More than anything, the residents of Vrindavan loved Krishna. He was the center of their life. At the age of 6, he and Balram were given charge of the cows. Along with their friends, they daily left for the pasturing grounds. As the cows grazed peacefully, Krishna and Balram, surrounded by their friends, enjoyed the forest atmosphere. There were blossoming flowers, chirping birds, and lakes of crystal clear water. Cool breeze carried the aroma of lotuses and the refreshing spray of waterfalls. The trees, overladen with fruits, bent to the ground as if to offer respects to the two brothers. The boys danced, played, and wrestled. Sometimes they imitated the sounds and the movements of animals such as the frogs, monkeys, and peacocks as they chased shadows of birds along the ground. They played hide and seek and football with ball-shaped fruits. While Krishna, Balram, and their friends enjoyed their day in the forest, the other residents of Vrindavan eagerly awaited their return. More than anyone, it was the milkmaids of Vrindavan, the gopis, who would wait for Krishna, hoping to catch his loving glance. The gopis were Krishna's girlfriends and all loved him dearly. On the warm evenings, when the moon was full, Krishna and the gopis would playfully dance in the groves along the Yamuna river. His sweet smile and joking words captivated their hearts. Like everyone in Vrindavan, they were happily absorbed in the thoughts of him only. One day, Krishna and Balram left for Mathura, the city nearby. They promised to return but never did. Nanda and Yashoda, the cowherd boys, and especially the gopis, were all plunged into an ocean of grief. Over the years, Krishna and Balram became famous as royal princes ruling the kingdom of Dwarka. Long gone was the simple village life. They lived in great opulence in huge marble palaces bedecked with jewels. They had their queens, their children, their ministers, and their vast armies. Once anxious to see his father and mother again, Balram left Dwarka by chariot. Upon reaching Vrindavan, he was enthusiastically greeted by all the residents. All the cowherd boys and the gopis had now grown up. They embraced him with tears and laughter. Nand and Yashoda asked about the welfare of the two brothers and their relatives. The gopis had been heartbroken by Krishna's absence. Now they began to ask questions about him. Does he still remember his parents and his friends who loved him dearly? Has he any plans to come to see us? There are so many sophisticated women in Dwarka, and he must be happy in their company. Does he still remember us simple village girls? As the gopis talked in this way, their feelings for Krishna became intense. Recalling the attractive features and sweet words, they couldn't for check their feelings and began to cry. They could not check their feelings and began to cry. Mataji, could you scroll, please? I finished till end. As the gopis talked in this way, their feelings for Krishna, the gopis had been heartbroken by Krishna's absence. Now they began to ask questions about him. Does he still remember his parents and his friends who loved him dearly? Has he any plans to come to see us? There were so many sophisticated women in Dwarka, and he must be happy in their company. Does he still remember us simple village girls? As the gopis talked in this way, their feelings for Krishna became intense. Recalling his attractive features and sweet words, they could not check their feelings and began to cry. To pacify them, Lord Balram stayed there for 2 months, relating the many stories of Krishna. And once again, they enjoyed themselves on the banks of the river Yamuna. One evening, Balram had been drinking a beverage made of wild honey, and in the silver light of the full moon was smiling resplendently. He desired to bathe in the waters of Yamuna and called the river to come nearby Yamuna. However, refused to think him to be drunk. Balram's eyes turned red in anger. Picking up his plow, he threatened to stretch the Yamuna into thousands of scattered streams. Yamuna, afraid and trembling, appeared in person before him. With folded hands, she bowed down before him and begged his forgiveness. Balram was pleased with her and enjoyed bathing with the gopis in her waters. The river Yamuna still has many branches due to being scratched by the plowshare of Balram. The 2 months passed as if they were no more than a day. Balram and the gopis so enjoyed themselves in the company of Lord Balram. The gopis and the other residents of Vrindavan began as cheerful as they had been before in the presence of both brothers. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki jai. Thank you, Mataji. Actually, we were so absorbed in the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram, we forgot to shift also. I mean, Bhagavati Mataji and the others had raised their hands, but I also forgot. Okay.
Even I enjoyed reading.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, yeah. Okay. वहसि वपुषि विशदे वसनं जलदाभम् हलहति भीतिमिलितयमुनाभम् वहसि वपुषि विशदे वसनं जलदाभं हलहति भीतिमिलितयमुनाभं केशवधृता फलधररूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे ओके राजलक्ष्मी माता जी
हरे कृष्ण वह शिव पुषे विशदे वसनं जलदाभं हलहति भीतिमिलितयमुनाभं केशवधृत हलधर रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
हरि बोल वेरी नाइस माता जी कि भगवती माता जी
Yes, Mataji. वह शिव पुषि विसधे वसनं जलधामम् अलहति भीतिमिलिता यमुनाभम् केशवधृता हलधररूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
okay first two lines माता जी you have to correct
Okay.
वह शिव पुषि विशदे वसनं जलदाभम्
वह शिव पुषि विसरे वसनं जलधावम्
जलदाभम्
जलधावम्
हलहति भीतिमिलितयमुनाभम्
अलहति भीतिमिलिता यमुनाभम्
Bhiti you can stretch a little bit halahati bhiti
अलहति भीतिमिलिता यमुनाभम्
right yes okay the third line is fine you just practice this mataji
Okay.
Sukanya mataji
हरे कृष्ण माता जी
Hare Krishna
वह शिव पुषि विषये वसनं जलदाभं हलहति भीतिमिलितयमुनाभं केशवधृता हलधररूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
Hari bol very nice okay Vandita mataji
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danda Pranams. Mataji, we have not read the translation.
yes you can read it the word meanings and translation
Okay, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Word meanings. Vahasi you wear, Vapushi. Vishade on, your brilliant white body. Vasanam garments. Jalada abham, the color of a fresh blue rain cloud. Halhati, due to the striking of your plowshare. Bhiti, who feels great fear. Milita happened. Yamuna Bham, the personified river Yamuna appeared. Keshava, O Lord Keshava, of fine hair. Dhrita, Haladhara Rupa, who have accepted the form of Lord Balarama, the builder of the plow, Hala plow, Dhara the holder, Jaya Jagadish Hare. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. And the translation also.
Hare Krishna. Mataji's translations are by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Keshava, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of Balarama, the yielder of Prowl, all glories to you. On your brilliant white body, you wear garments the color of a fresh blue rain cloud. These garments are colored like the beautiful dark hue of the river Yamuna, who feels great fear due to the striking of your plowshare. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, you can try.
वहसि वपुषि विसदे वसनं जलधाभं हलहति भीति मिलित यमुनाभं केशवधृता हलधर रूपा जय जगदीश हरे Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Bol. Very nice. Shaligram Priya Mataji, did you try this?
No, I'm not trying. I'll
No.
sing, Mataji.
Yeah.
वहसि वपुषि विशदे वसनं जलदाभम् हलहति भीति मिलित यमुनाभम् केशवधृता हलधर रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol. Yes. This time it was nice. Very nice. Okay, Rajeshwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Vahasi vapusi vishade vasanam jalathamam halahati bhiti milita yamunabham keshavadruta haladhara rupa jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Bol. Very nice, Mataji. Okay, so we'll stop here for today. Okay, and last class, like who wanted to sing? Okay, Kavita Mataji, yes, you can also try. Hare Krishna. Kavita Mataji, you can try.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. Vahasi vapusi vishade vasanam jaladabam halahati piti milita yamunabam keshavadrita haladhara rupa jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare.
Hare Bol, very nice. Okay, I think Rajalakshmi Mataji, you wanted to sing, right? And who else? You can raise your hand. Okay, Minal Mataji, you had to sing. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Rajalakshmi. Okay, Minal Mataji, what would you want to sing?
Okay. Jay Anilo Premodana.
Okay, yes, Mataji, you can start.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mataji, you want that?
नहीं माताजी जे अनिलो प्रेमादना करुणा प्रचार जे अनिलो प्रेमादना करुणा प्रचुर हे प्रभु कोथा गेला आचार्य ठाकुर कहा मेरा स्वरूप रूपा कहा सनातन कहा दासा रघुनाथ पतित पावन कहा मोरा भट युगा कहा कबीराज एक काले कोथा गेला गोरा नटराज आसने कुटीबो माथा अनले पसीबो गौरांगा गुणेरा निधि कोथा गेल पाव से सब संगीरा संगे जे कैले विलास से संग न पाया कांदे नरोत्तम दास जे अनिलो प्रेमादना करुणा प्रचुर है न प्रभु कोथा गिला आचार्य ठाकुर। हरे कृष्ण माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
जी डॉक्टर
Okay. हाँ, इसको थोड़ा सा ना you have to slightly reduce the speed and little more meditative because this is like a grave song. तो थोड़ा सा इसका speed जो है ना थोड़ा reduce करके and with some gaps.
ओके
जियनिलो प्रेमधन करुणा प्रचुर हेनो प्रभु कोथा गेला आचार्य ठाकुर like that. Okay, you sang well, very nice. So with practice you can improve it. Okay, Hari Bol Mataji. Okay, Rajlakshmi Mataji, you had to sing Jai Radhe Jai Madhav. No, sorry, Radhe Jai Jaya. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Do you want to sing, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Because last time I think we didn't have a class, right?
Yeah,
So,
but if someone else is willing to sing, let her sing. I have sung once.
okay, fine. Okay, you can raise your hand. If someone wants to sing who hasn't got a chance, they can raise their hands. Okay, Vrishbhanu Mataji, yes. What would you sing?
Mataji, share the screen.
Ajay, what do you want to sing, Mataji? Which bhajan?
Oh, Bhajan. Okay. I forget Mataji.
Okay, actually we are singing a bhajan. Two devotees can sing, no? And every class.
Radhe Jai Jai Radhe.
ठीक है.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Sai. That one Bhajan.
Okay, 1 second. निकाल के दें आपको?
Mataji, I don't have because in the phone, so I can't use it.
एक मिनट.
Shall I share, Mataji?
हाँ, yes, Mataji, please. Yes, Mataji, you can start now.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite
गोकुल तरुणी मंडल मोहिते, गोकुल तरुणी मंडल मोहिते, राधे जय जय माधव दैते, दामोदर रती वर्धन वेसे, हरि निस्कुट वृंदा विपिने से, दामोदर रती वर्धन वेसे, हरि निस्कुट वृंदा विपिने से, राधे जय जय माधव दैते, ओ राधे जय जय माधव दैते, वृषभानुदादी नवससी लेखे, ललिता सखी गुण रमित विशाखे, वृषभानुदादी नवससी लेखे, ललिता सखी गुण रमित विशाखे, राधे जय जय माधव दैते, ओ राधे जय जय माधव दैते, करुणां कुरु मयि करुणा भरिते, कनक सनातन वरनित चरिते, करुणां करु मयि करुणा भरिते, कनक सनातन वरनि चरिते, राधे जय जय माधव दैते, ओ राधे जय जय माधव दैते. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Very well. Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Okay, who wants to try tomorrow? They can raise their hands. Raj Lakshmi Mataji and who else? For tomorrow, someone wants to sing? Okay,
Yes,
Vrishwan Mataji.
yes,
Vrishwan.
I am
Okay,
singing.
Mataji, did you sing just now?
Which one? This one?
You sang, no?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so for tomorrow, we'll have Raj Lakshmi Mataji and someone else, some other Mataji. Okay,
Okay.
Bhagwati Mataji. Yeah. Okay, Raj Lakshmi Mataji and Bhagwati Mataji for tomorrow, right? So thank you so much for joining in, and we'll meet tomorrow now, same time. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Dandavat